Buying a house for the first time. I love this one. There is so much to consider here, so much to keep in mind, and so much to benefit. So let's go. First, start with your why. This is a Simon Sinek concept, of course, but it's absolutely true in property as well. Sometimes the how gets hard, and by figuring out your why, you get to keep going. You stick with it. You know that this is important and you're gonna get it done. So figure out your why. Next is getting familiar with the process and the people. In fact, there's actually two processes that are going on: a property process and a finance process. And you need to understand how they interact, how they overlap, when they need to line up, and the people. Who is involved in this process? What can they do for you? What will they do for you? What won't they do for you? Mortgage broker, conveyancer, real estate agent, pest and building inspector, maybe even a buyer's agent. What is their role? Ask them, if you're not sure, what they can do for you and what they won't do for you. A mortgage broker often seems to be a good place to start. There's also the language or terminology: deposit, loan to value ratio, borrowing capacity, assessment, lender's mortgage insurance, cooling off periods. There's a lot of phrases that you might not be familiar with. Just ask the people involved. Again, a mortgage broker or conveyancer are a great place to start. What do these terms mean? How do they relate to me, to my purchase plans? And what do I need to understand about them? Next, it's time to get finance ready. Have all your information submitted through a broker to a bank and have your borrowing capacity assessed. From that, you should get a written pre-approval or conditional approval that tells you this bank allows me to borrow this much money for a property of this much. With that, you can go confidently to a real estate agent. Don't tell them the borrowing capacity necessarily, but tell them you have a pre-approval. So they know you're serious, and it will build your confidence in the process. Here is where the hard parts start, especially if you're not using a buyer's agent. Open homes, talking to real estate agents, attending auctions, reviewing contract. It's very time consuming and it can be very draining. This is where it's important to tie it back in with your why and realize the important reasons you started this journey. Then, after many open homes, possibly, you will come to a point where you have agreed on a price. The vendor has said yes, you've said yes, the offer has been accepted, and you signed a contract. This is where everything slows down. No more open homes, no more reviewing contracts, no need to talk to real estate agents, and your cooling off period starts. It's now over to your conveyancer and your mortgage broker to get the deal done. Your conveyancer will review the contract, make sure that you're legally covered. Your mortgage broker will need to get you a formal or unconditional approval. With that unconditional approval, you are ready to commit to the purchase. Once you have your formal approval, time to relax. You are buying a property. Congratulations, pop some champagne, and just let it happen. You're moving towards settlement. That's my bird's eye view of the property buying process and buying your first property. There's a lot more detail in that, of course, and if you would like to find out more, like us, reach out to us and we'll help you through the process. We'll answer all your questions. We regularly post videos on property buying, investing, money management, wealth creation. If that's of interest, like our video and follow us for more.